So for my world, it's Bucky Brooks, and this is Bucky Brooks Show. But man, I am the side piece on this joint. This is a David Pollack show, and I'm excited. Host of See Ball, Get Ball. My guy, former number one overall pick, not overall pick, but former first round pick.
I'll take it. No, you can stay with it. I'll roll with it, Bucky. I got no problem with that.
Georgia legend, standout, everything. I am excited to have this conversation. Dave, what's going on, man? What's happening?
Man, I've been listening to you for a long time when it comes to the draft, Bucky. So I'm excited to be on here, man. I'm Mr. High School football coach. I'm a high school football coach, so a lot of the same interests, a lot of the same paths.
Yeah, man, this is great, man. I just want to have a ball conversation, like a ball chat, because the draft coming up, you and I have both gone through this process a few different ways. And overall, just the state of college football, going to the draft, when you look back now, you think about the journey that this generation of kids are on. What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Groundbreaking, right? I think, we've always wondered all these years, like, what are these guys going to react like when they get money? Well, they got money. They got a different world than we grew up in. Like, when I was in college, not to date myself, but like, we got a bagel, you ain't get the cream cheese with it. Like, you couldn't have the cream cheese because it was an NCAA violation. Like, so it's a different world now with, what they have to handle. Listen, the cell phones, we had those, but like, the social media and all this stuff, it's a tough world to navigate for these kids, man. And I think more scrutinized than ever, more pressure than ever, but also more opportunity than ever to show your character, because everything you do counts. There's digital receipts. Like, you know how this works, Bucky. Like, people are looking at your Venmo at these prospects, what they spend money on. Hey, kids, if you're out there and you send a tree to your buddy as a Venmo, you're an idiot. Like, right? Like, I mean, come on, bro. We know this. Like, I think so. Like, there's a footprint of everything. And so I think you know these kids more than ever. Their lives are known more than ever, their personalities. And then obviously we all have access to so much tape that we can study these kids and their whole new world that they're in.
Yeah, it is a brand new world. And David, like, it's funny because I think about days as a scout, and we always would talk about whatever someone is without money, it only gets worse when you give them money and access and those things. And what we have seen in the college game, as it's changed over the last 3 to 5 years, people getting money, we've seen those things come in full effect. And now the conversation that I'm having with scouts and coaches, they're really trying to figure out if guys love ball. And when, we think about our generation, and I don't want to be the guy on the porch yelling,
get off my lawn.
But there is a thing. So when you think about someone expressing the love of the game, how does that come out when you look at them on tape, when you're watching them play?
Oh, that's the easiest thing in the world. Like, I talk to some of these kids, and I talk to my high school kids. I'm like, listen, you can tell me all you want. All I got to do is turn your tape on. I can see whether you care. I can see whether you're tough. I can see whether you're a good teammate. Like, I don't need to talk to your coaches. Like, I can figure all that out really, really quickly with your competitive spirit. A guy like Jacob Rodriguez. Like, yeah. I don't know how he's going to do in the underwear Olympics coming up in Indianapolis. I'm sure he's going to get scrutinized, and my gosh, he's probably not going to run the greatest 40 and set the world on fire. I watch him cover guys. I watch him hit guys. I watch him strip. I watch him play the run. I watch his feel. Like, he knows how to play the game of football. He cares. He's a great teammate, you can tell. So I think all those things come through on tape. Listen, the personality of the person and what they're like off the field, that's stuff where we need to talk to coaches, right? Like, we need to get some of that background and what makes them tick. But it's funny, my wife said to me, it was actually this morning, she was literally like, man, like, y'all talk about this money now with these kids getting paid. Like, how much money would we have made? And I was like, I was like, babe, we'd have made a lot of money. I was like, but would it develop me into the person I am? And, I was like, another thing too, man, like, long term, like, having a home at Georgia and being able to do business and all these different things with the support of state, like, that's been second to none. But you get that money, and sometimes you lose that hunger. And listen, that's where you don't. And I've seen it. I can't name names, but I coached a kid in high school that went to a major university, and I remember hitting him up, and I'm like, that ain't the same kid.
Yeah.
Like, as a freshman, I saw you, dog, and I saw you. You were hungry, and I said, you look like a dude. You look like a dude that's been fed. Yeah. And he was like, Coach, what do you mean? I was like, I'm just watching your tape, dog. And I sent him some clips. I'm like, this don't look the same. And
Mm-hmm.
you need to figure that out. So I think that more than ever, you can see, man, like this is life-changing money, a lot of money that you're getting, a month at a time, a year at a time, that sometimes you're like, all right, man, I made it. Like, but obviously if you know this game and long-term, you ain't made nothing. The real money's coming down the road that could be life-changing, generational changing.
Yeah, no, I do worry about all of that, right? I am certainly in support of like guys getting paid, and I just think about how there were guys on my team that would just go crazy over the Pell Grant back in the day, and the Pell Grant would be $3,500, and they would stretch that out for the semester. And now what they talk about, guys getting their stipend check on top of their rev share check, on top of their NIL check, and all of that, and how it can change you. And I find it interesting when we're going to Super Bowl 60 and I'm looking at the construction of these teams, and I hear both coaches talk, and Mike McDonald talks about their creed is MOB, mission over BS. And then you have Mike Vrabel talking about, I've learned on my journey that I can coach different personalities, but I can't coach different mentalities. And everything that you're saying is about that love of game, love of competition. I want to see what I can do in terms of raising the standard. When you're looking at these prospects, and if you could give them some advice, what would you tell them coming in as a top pick?
Man, I think you got to be yourself and try not to be someone else. I think you've got yourself here because of that. Like, I think a lot of times we think we got to go do this media training and this coaching and like say this, don't say that. Like, listen, you are who you are. And what makes you tick is what makes you tick. And I think, listen, there are some things that you might omit, but, bring out what strengths are to you, what's important to you, how you got where you're at. Because, these interviews are strange, man. I mean, they're strange. I'll never forget, being in a team meeting, and I'm not going to name the organization, the New Orleans Saints. And I was sitting there, and they were like, hey, man, like, how do I know you love football? How do I know you're not going to get paid and you're not going to, and he's coming at me and kind of trying me a little bit. And I'm like, and this is what he said, Bucky. He goes, we took Jonathan Sullivan with the 7th pick or the 11th pick. He was like, he was your teammates. And I go, well, let me ask you a question. Did you watch Jonathan Sullivan practice? And he said, yeah. I was like, well, you probably should have known all you knew. But that's what I'm saying. Like, they're going to come at you like who you are and what you are. Listen, that's the hard part. These kids are kind of finding out on the fly who they are. Yeah. But like, listen, what makes you tick is what makes you tick. And your measurables are your measurables. I'll never forget, man, like another thing too. I got so sick and tired of the Bucky Brookses and the Daniel Jeremiahs. It was actually Mel Kiper at that point. And he kept talking about my arm length, arm length. Man, I was so ticked off. And I was so pissed because I'm like, man, I'm gonna take these little T-Rex arms and beat the crap out of everybody and show you. When I went to combines, I just did this, man. I barely put my arms out. And I'm like, I want short arms, and I want to go show all y'all suckers, which is the dumbest thing in the history of the world. Like, that's stupid, and it probably costs me money and where you get drafted, but, like, just be you, do you. But, like, listen, this is an opportunity of a lifetime, and there's so many people that got you to this point. You did not do this alone. You haven't done this alone. Like, thank those along the way that helped you. And then just maximize this opportunity, man. Get in the film room. Like, watch, study. Surround yourself with people that are going to be like, hey, you're not the greatest thing since sliced bread. You need to work on X. You need to work on Y. Because if you got a bunch of people around you telling you how great you are all the time, that's not the right people you want to be around all the time, right? And here's another thing, too. If you always surround yourself with a bunch of people you can beat and everything and don't challenge yourself, you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong spot. Like, you got to challenge yourself to go be great and push yourself against other people, like-minded people that have drive and passion to go somewhere great.
It's funny you talk about that. And one of the things that we always did as a scout is there were certain places, certain universities that you knew you could go that were going to have some dogs. And your alma mater, Georgia, has always been one of those spots. And it's gone to another level under Kirby. Because you're so close to the program, what is it that separates some of these Georgia guys from some of the others when they have an opportunity to make their way into the National Football League?
Because they're getting talked to like this every day. They're getting challenged every day. They're not getting told they're the greatest thing. Like, there's so many college campuses that you go to now, Bucky, man. These coaches don't coach even remotely close to what they used to do. They walk on eggshells because they don't want guys to leave. Like, you go to a Kirby practice and you hear he's got the mic on, he's got the headset on. And if you don't want people to leave, you should never say that to them, more or less, over a microphone. Like, and he'll say it over a microphone and just, like it's Mike Tomlin's, the standard is the standard type of a deal, right? Like you are going to work. You are going to be physical. There are non-negotiables, man. Like we're going to practice hard when we're on this field. Like we're going to cut up and have a good time off the field, but like you're going to be held to a standard that is the highest standard. And it's not a standard that everybody can meet. But it's a standard that if you set it every day, it's standards over feelings. I don't give a dang how you feel when you walk in the building, bro. I don't care if you, because here's the thing, our feelings are always going to be like this, up and down all over the place.
Always.
I want to know, are you going to punch that card? When you don't feel like it, are you going to work? When your girlfriend broke up with you, are you going to work? When you're a little bit dinged up. Now listen, there's a lot of people that will tell you, there's a lot of coaches that coach, you got to get the fighter to the fight. Right? Like if he's banged up and dinged up all over the place, he ain't going to go fight. Well, there's a fine line to walk between that. And I would say there are certain programs like Georgia that do it at a high level and walk that line and teach you that you got to show up when things are hard and teach you it ain't all about now. It's not all about the version of you right now. The future really, really matters. And Kirby's and that dude's he's maniacal, Bucky. Like every day, like he's in special teams meetings raising his hand and asking questions. Like he's got his fingerprints in everything, and he's just built different like some of the greats.
You guys have been on a run, and particularly on defense. And I'm going to ask you about a guy, and I don't know how high he's going to be drafted, but C.J. Allen is someone that is interesting because obviously linebacker, has some toughness, has some grit, and we've seen Georgia guys play well. Tell me what you know about him and what you like about him.
First of all, one of the best kids you'll ever be around. Smart, articulate. He's the guy you want speaking. He's the guy you want with the dot, with the communication helmet. Think Roquan Smith, like just smart, great personality, can talk to anybody. So a full leader. And then you watch him diagnose, you watch him run. He ain't scared to stick his face in the fan and tackle. You got to see him blitz a little bit more this year. But I think you start with the kid, and then you already see the playmaking and the tackling and the consistency. Playing hurt. Like, how about having a surgery down the stretch of the season and coming back in a couple weeks? Like, bro, you're supposed to be out for a while, man. Make sure you're good. You got the NFL coming. You want to make sure you're healthy. No. I love my team. So, like, I think, like, not only do you have that Nakobe Dean factor, the smart, the tough, the intangibles, like you got the athletic ability to go with it. So C.J. Allen, it will be the next guy in line that will play for a long time, that you stick in the middle of your defense, that communicates with everybody at a high level.
I got to ask you this because, they suffered the fate that we didn't want to see them suffer when they lost to Ole Miss and the thing. But I got to ask you, because I'm curious, because there's a lot of conversation now with the quarterback thing. And I'm going to ask you later about Mendoza. But just that brief snapshot of Trinidad Chambliss and how he played against you guys and the way he lit it up, because I think that was the eye-opening moment for a lot of evaluators. Like, hold on, are we missing something on the undersized kid that was playing for the Rebels?
Well, you should have been watching all year long for all those people that missed, man, because you can go back to remember, this dude puts his highlights on Huddle, on Twitter, on X, and is like, hey, looking to change spots. Won a national championship at Ferris State. Not tall, but you watch him and you're like, can sling it, athletic. What are all scouts always looking for, Bucky? Have they started 25 games, 30 games? They have that experience. Okay, check. So he's checking all these boxes. Here's the thing about Trinidad. Don't get it twisted. When you watch him and you watch him against Georgia go backwards against a corner blitz and make a corner look silly and come out and throw the ball, whatever, like that's awesome. But don't miss the fact that dude's a point guard. That dude gets the football and gets it out. That dude reads it and gets it out. 3rd and long against Georgia, time running out. Like, are you really going to run that coverage? We can debate that another time, too, of what Georgia's going to run. You're going to press my guy. There's no disguise. Like, I see it right away. But then another thing, too, Bucky, it's one thing to see it, but will I take it? Because a lot of guys, too, are afraid to make that mistake. Like, I don't want to be the reason that I can't make a mistake here and cost my team the championship. Trinidad Chambliss didn't lose in the semifinal. Trinidad Chambliss ran out of time. Yeah. Like, if he had more time, he'd have scored. Like, he just showed you so much of all of the processing, all of the getting the ball out. He's not tall, absolutely not. But I'll say this, He did a good job of working into different windows, like especially specific to him. But I think the feel and the getting the ball out, like, and then guess what? That next play when everything is broken down, when I can play that second play, and as a defender, like I can do a good job of stopping the first play most of the time. But that second reaction play when he can scramble and then get rid of it, doesn't take sacks, doesn't get hit that much. And we didn't even mention that he's a great runner, not a good runner. Like, QB draw in the red, like Drake May, you're seeing that being such a big thing in the playoffs, and like getting that +1 and him being able to do that. He doesn't get hit hard. He's a really good athlete, knows how to make people miss, fall forward, and make plays in the running game. So I tell you what, man, like I think he proved a lot of people wrong. And in a year, Bucky, where the quarterbacks after you tell me, it seems like to me after Mendoza, it's like, oh, shiznick, bro.
Yeah.
Like I gotta hitch my wagon to somebody, right? Like I gotta pick somebody. I will not be surprised if Trinidad in the long run is one of those guys that are like, dude, I just saw it, man, at an elite level.
Yeah, look, it's really interesting because he was so impressive, and because there's so many questions about the quarterbacks that come after him, I think if he does enter the draft, he's gonna get a lot of buzz and a lot of conversation. But let's talk about the guy that everyone presumes to be number one. I am curious from a defender standpoint. What are your thoughts on Fernando Mendoza?
I love this dude, man. And here's the thing. It starts with the person. It starts with, hey, man, could I come in and turn around Oakland? Indiana's Oakland. That's what Indiana is. Like, it's a desert of the worst, the losingest program in football, college football history. They just won a championship. So, like, how does that happen? Here's the thing. Indiana's a very talented team, very well coached. Love Cignetti. Think he's awesome. Think Haynes is awesome on the defensive side. Shanahan's great on the offensive side. They won a championship because they had Fernando Mendoza. If Mendoza was on any of the playoff teams outside of Alabama, they would have won a championship. Like, that's how good Fernando Mendoza is. He's 6'5". He's 6'4", 6'5", 235. A great athlete. A really great athlete for his size. Tough as a mother freaker. You want to watch a national championship game? Like, Bucky, what are we going to do on defense, man? We're going to try to rattle you, going to try to hit you, and then you start seeing ghost, and that processor starts to speed up. They did it illegally. I mean, debatable. But, like, and again, if you're going to run some of that RPO game, like, and you're going to carry out the fake, I'm going to carry out my fake too. I'm going to make sure I tackle you to the ground, right? But he's bleeding, and what does he do? He responds. Like, from a quarterback standpoint, so when you're a leader that's that guy, and you know this too, Bucky, when you're in the locker room and your best player is your best person, it permeates everywhere. So this is how we do it. This is how we talk. You listen to him talk, delayed gratification. Like, he's been through some stuff. He was a 2-star coming out of high school. Like, he's got an appreciation with his family and what his mom's gone through. Like, he doesn't live the same way as everybody else, but he holds everybody else to that standard. And that's why they won a national championship. So that's where it starts for me. But, like, it's to watch him play quarterback in the college football playoffs against Alabama, against Oregon, and in the championship against Miami. If you turn his tape on, Bucky, my word is boring.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Yeah,
Tom Brady was pretty boring, wasn't he? Like, Tom Brady was pretty good at getting the ball out. Like, he reads leverage exceptionally well. You want to play inside leverage, like Cooper's going to run an out route, he's going to get it to you. Like, the back shoulder with Surratt, like, ultimate trust. Becker, the trust with him and the size. Yeah. Like, he wasn't perfect, but he had 5 incompletions and 8 touchdowns going into the championship game against Oregon and Alabama. So, like, it was just boring. And then the second reaction plays, the ability to break tackles at his size and run away from people when he needs to. He can run away from several defensive linemen. He can shrug off some linebackers. And then when he needs to lower his shoulder in a clutch moment, he did it. So, like, I can't say enough good things about his game, man. I love is his arm elite? No. Like, he doesn't come out with some elite arm, but the anticipation that I saw down the stretch of the season, it grew leaps and bounds this year, man. Like, and you saw left hash, deep out, throwing to Surratt and Cooper, and then before they broke. And that's dangerous because, if I miss a yard inside, that thing might go to the house. And he showed that. So, man, I couldn't be a bigger fan of the person. And then obviously the talent speaks for itself.
Yeah, what's interesting because I felt like that Miami game was going to be the litmus test. And the reason why is because watching Miami throughout the course of the playoffs, the one thing that we could hang our hat on is their defense was going to be lights out. And Ruben, Bain, Messador, those two pass rushers were going to heat them up. And that lick that you alluded to was something that, as a defender, as a scout, I wanted to see. Was he going to get up and what was he going to do after that? And the response was everything that we wanted to see. But I want to talk about that because you talked about having to stretch your arms out. And there's a lot of conversation about Ruben Bain and a lot of people saying, oh, he has those T-Rex arms and he's a tweener. But all I saw the dude do throughout the postseason was dominate from first snap to the end of the game. You tell me what you see when you look at Bain play.
Love Ruben Bain. Obviously an affinity. And I feel like this draft, by the way, the first round of this draft is there's so many tweener guys. Like there's so many Bains and Ponds and Scotts and like guys that like Downs that aren't the biggest guys in the world that you just look at and you're like, okay, I turn the tape on, they can play football. Bain's got a great first step. Bain understands how to rush the passer. There's a lot of people that are freaky athletes. There's a lot of people that can win one way. And when they win their one way, they win. But if they don't win that way, they really struggle. Sure, he's not that tall. How does he do against big guys? How does he do in counter moves? He's got an answer. Oh, how about some versatility? I'll put him at 3 technique. He'll hold the point. I put him at 3 technique. He'll club somebody upside the head. Right? Like that was my favorite move at 3 technique as a pass rusher. Like, I don't know why you stunt that guard inside and club the piss out of him. Like he'll do it. But I tell you what, man, like watching him, you can tell he has a Hall of Fame defensive end coach, Jason Taylor.
Yeah.
Like you can tell he understands, like high hands to Ruben Bain, bam, I'm going to swipe. Like I understand how to beat certain techniques because it's not just guessing, guys. We're not just like flying upfield and guessing. Now, some people just fly upfield and try to dip and rip, and that's what they do consistently, and they don't win. But, like, he has a plan. He executes his plan. He has a counter move. And here's the last thing about him, man. He hunts. He plays hard. Like, him and Messador, man, you watch 3 and 4, like, it's just flashes. It's screen plays where I'm running down the field, 10, 15 yards. Like, they're disruptive, man. And just Bain, he's built stocky and his lower body has so much weight, man, like so much weight, but still got that quickness, got some versatility to him. Yeah, I see, okay, throw him inside of the 3 technique. I think he can win. Like, yeah, 100%. Ain't no doubt about it, but the dude also wins on the edge. You can't draft enough guys that can have the versatility to move across the board.
It's funny, Dave, because I feel like playing hard is an underrated trait when it comes to those guys. And I think when you watch him and Messador, the amount of sacks that they clean up just on outworking and outlasting the block at the point of attack is impressive. But in the middle of describing Bain, you brought up something that I want to talk about Arville Reese, because there was a lot of conversation about Reese being kind of like that Michael Parsons type, like someone that can play linebacker and pass rush and those things. He's a great athlete in those and all those traits. But you tell me, how difficult is it to be that hybrid guy that is going to bounce around and go from off ball to at the line of scrimmage, and I'm expected to be an impact pass rusher?
Yeah, I think with Arville, it's important. So most of the time he played in the middle. Like you go watch the Miami game. Like most of the time you're going to find number 8 right in the middle, right? Like that's his spot. Now pass rush, he's going to be on the right side, which I really wanted him on the left side. I wanted to see him go Francis. I wanted to see that matchup. But he's in the middle, played a bunch of linebacker. I would say that I like him the best on the edge, a la Jalen Walker. Like I thought Jalen Walker's best tape was on the edge. Like I think that he was he was okay in the box, and Arville Reese made plays in the box in his size. But remember to think about this too. He started as a defensive end at Ohio State. So he started on the edge. So that's the comfort zone. And I can tell you is this. I played defensive end in college. I go to stand up 4-3 outside linebacker in the NFL. That's like I tell people all the time, that's like going from living in the basement to living on the 3rd floor. Like we got some different views here. Like we got to figure out all kinds of different things. So you got to learn how to play coverage and be very versatile and understand formations and tendencies and where I need to fit and with motions and shifts and all this stuff. At defensive end, it's see ball, get ball. Yeah, baby. Like you go get the ball. You line up and you line up in a 3 technique, a 5 technique. You might stunt in one gap, but you're gone. But I do like Arville's ability to blitz and change blitz and jump out of it. Like I like that. I like that he's not a robot. He's not always a robot. And honestly, you know what the most impressive thing is? I don't know what he's going to weigh in at. It's probably going to be like 240 something, maybe 250. That sucker will hit you in the mouth. And I love that. Yeah. I'm all here for that. Like he's got that sneaky power that you're like, ooh. Like I watched him hit 87, the big tight end for Miami who blocks everybody. He hit him and he put him on his arse. And and 87 pops up in that playoff game. He's like, walking back to the huddle, and I saw him in all 22. He's like, turn looking at him like, what the heck was that? Like, does a really good job. He hits. The one thing he does great, kind of like Moten did, Moten was a baller in that game, by the way. But Moten in the semifinal game and championship game, excuse me, he's the best player on the field probably. Like, he keeps his feet going on contact. He doesn't just stop his feet. Like, he engages. He'll lock his arms out, keep his feet going. He'll win on the edge with speed. But then here's the thing. Again, if I win with speed, I win with speed. What does that offensive tackle do? Now he kicks back to go meet me. Like, I'm going to catch you. I'm not letting you get to the QB. I'm going to drop back as fast as I can. And then he hits you right in the mouth, speed to power. Like, I love it. Like, and there's so many clips of him running people over. Like, speed, turn on you, extend his arms, does a good job with his long arms, getting him extended and running his feet. So Arville Reese has position versatility. For me, love him on the edge. I think I would play him on the edge because that's where, like, I think he's going to wreak the most havoc and make the most plays.
Look, before I let you go, I want to ask you right there at Ohio State, Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs is a Georgia boy. NFL bloodlines. His dad, Gary, played for 7 years in the league. His older brother, Josh
was okay too.
Yeah, I mean, like, so look, he's hit the trifecta when it comes to the genetic lottery. But a guy that is a unique playmaker. You talk about Arville Reese being able to hit. Look, you have a chance to build your perfect defense. Why do you like Caleb Downs at that safety position at the next level?
All right, so Caleb comes to my golf tournament every year. I throw it on at the Georgia club here for we do it for our foundation. And Caleb comes, and every year Caleb's got a book. So Caleb plays in the tournament. So last year it was Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Okay.
Caleb's reading, and then he'll go hit. He's in the car with his dad, and then he'll read. He'll go hit. Like, Caleb is a learner. Caleb is a studier. Caleb is one of the most unbelievable people that I've met at understanding people. Like, he gets it. He understands what his teammates need to hear. He understands who he needs to mother blank and who he needs to come beside and put his arm around. Like, he is, and then obviously what you're talking about, the same game against Miami, right? Like, I saw him open field tackle on a screen against Malachi Tony. Mm-hmm. People don't get Malachi Tony on the ground. Like, that dude, he squared him up. It was no doubt he was not going to miss that tackle. You watch him fly in the box and fit the B gap. And he don't come in there like, hey, I'm coming in there to like get a piece. Body level like this, like trying to get a piece of that body and get it to the ground. So you got the physical toughness. You got the position versatility that who doesn't want that? Like, he can move all over the place. You got the smarts. But again, man, the leader, the intangibles, like the kid you're going to get is just, he's special. He's really special, and he's got some really, really good gifts to go along with, you know, that unbelievable athleticism and the unbelievable versatility.
Hey, look, man, you've been gracious with your time. I'm going to give you one more guy that you can lay out, someone that you're hot on, someone that you want to talk about, that you want to get out there, that you're like, hey, this is a David Pollack Red Star guy. I'll stand on the table for him all day, every day.
That means I can't pick somebody obvious.
Oh, you can. You can pick whoever.
No. I don't want to do that now. D'Angelo Pons from Indiana.
Oh, man. Pound for pound.
Pound for pound, a beast. But the biggest thing about him, like, if this is the way it works, but if he's 6 feet, he's a top 5 pick. Like, there ain't no doubt about it. Like, there's no denying it. But go watch him versus Jeremiah Smith. By the way, he was his high school teammate, which I think is fascinating because he got to play against Jeremiah every day. He saw what a superhuman freak looked like in high school, and he learned, I better win another way. And I think this and the caginess, the patience, sucker will come up and tackle you at 5'7", 175. Like, he is not scared to put his face directly in the fan. But I think the vision, the toughness, the versatility, like whoever gets him, I know they're going to be like, dang it, like he doesn't have those great measurables. But man, that dude's like, people that find the ball and consistently find the ball at that level and make plays are going to make plays at the next level. And he's a guy that I'd put my stamp on, that I would just listen, draft good football players. And it's pretty simple. He's a really, really good football player. He doesn't have the great measurables, but that dude, I'll take him on my team 20 out of 20 times.
Hey, man, absolutely love him. I love the way he plays. I love his instincts and IQ. Kind of like I liked you when you were coming out of Georgia. So tell me, all the things, what cool things are you doing on Bleav? I know see ball, get ball. What else can we promote?
I mean, listen, see ball, get ball is, it's funny. Like you kind of find your path, right? Like, and you find out what you want to be. And it's kind of cool. We've kind of settled in on like just no nonsense. You know, we just talk ball, man. Like family friendly. You ain't gonna hear cursing. You ain't gonna hear none of that stuff. And we just talk football and do it with a lot of people, man. We'll have on every coach in college football this offseason that took a new job. Like, you know, to get to know them in their new spots. We had Caleb Downs on talking about things during the season and a bunch of other guys, and just talk football all the time, and the ever-changing landscape of football. Like, so that's what we do on See Ball, Get Ball. So if you guys are looking for a college football station, come join us.
Well, look, man, we definitely going to join you, because I heard that conversation that you had with Kirby Smart. I was actually in Denver doing my walk, and I was like, oh, I could probably get a great guest talking to Kirby about all the things that are going on in Georgia. But look, man, we got to do it again. I owe you a solid. I got to come on there. We can talk some college ball.
Dang, Skippy.
I can't get enough of it.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, Bucky.
Hey, man, thanks so much, David, man. That was the Bucky Brooks Show. My man, David Pollack. We're going to do him a solid. Can't wait to go on DP Show.